Whether it's a battle royale survival game or a team deathmatch among varying amounts of player counts, or even every man for himself free-for-alls, VR is rife with fun shooter games that cater to the vast majority of VR players. Hi guys, it's Cammy, and this is my top 5 shooters so far. Starting off this list with a very familiar game, we have Contractors VR, which if you have seen my previous videos, this should be no surprise as I love this game. In my opinion, this is the most expansive VR shooter available on a standalone headset, and even one of the best PC VR shooters as well. Contractors includes various game modes already built in, including fan favourites such as Team Deathmatch and Free-for-All, a zombie survival game mode, and various other objective-based game modes, but where I really think this game shines is in the modding capabilities this game has. Mods in this game open up a load of different possible game modes such as Halo Combat, Team Fortress 2, Star Wars loadouts, and even one-to-one Call of Duty Zombies maps ranging from classic World at War to various Black Ops 1 and 2 maps. To top all of this off, Caveman Studio is currently working on Contractors Showdown, which is a 42-player battle royale game mode, and while it is currently at a stage where certain content creators are allowed to bypass the NDA agreement, the gameplay clips that they have posted look incredible to say the least. I would highly recommend giving this a go if you haven't already. Next up is a bit of a wildcard pick, mainly because it is a free game that is inside a world on Horizon Worlds, but Super Rumble has to be one of the best shooter experiences I've had in VR. It's a free-for-all game with various different weapons to pick up and use against your opponents. It's super fast-paced, which is quite rare for a VR shooter, and is one of the most vibrant games available on a Quest headset. Now, there isn't a heck of a lot to say other than that, but it is certainly a great time killer in a social VR world that could very well do with more of these types of games. Ghosts of Tabor Ghosts of Tabor is an extraction-based VR shooter that is one of a kind in the VR space. Inspired by games such as Escape from Tarkov and DayZ, the game features a variety of scenarios from scavenging to looting to crafting. And yes, I ripped that exactly from their website, but that is exactly what this game is, and is what makes this game so much fun to play. This was probably one of the most hyped games in VR back in 2023, and it still very much holds up to this day with a big player base, consistent updates, and a dedicated fan base to go with it. This is definitely a unique FPS and one that I would highly recommend trying out for yourself. Pavlov VR was among the first great VR shooters made available, and it still holds up really well to this day. This was the first VR shooter that I bought and is quite possibly one of the best feeling VR shooters available. I would have said most complete if it wasn't for the fact that this game is still in early access, which means that it has been in early access for almost 7 years now. It was one of my favourite games to play for a while, and to me it is still a great game to try out if you haven't already. It really holds a soft spot in my VR heart. And last but certainly not least, we have Zero Caliber VR. Now, I have seen this quite a lot over my YouTube page, and I think that it's great. I think it looks great. It has a co-op campaign mode that supports up to 4 players, a PvP mode, and even a zombies game mode. The story to this game is quite interesting as well, based around a not so distant future where water is contaminated by microplastics, and people are fighting each other to the death in order to secure the limited drinking water available. I just think that that is such a crazy backstory to have for a game, but it's also a super interesting one. This is actually quite a new game as well, only coming out about 7 or 8 months ago. So all in all, I think this is most definitely worth a go. So that was my list of the top 5 VR shooters available to you today. Do you know any of the good VR shooter games online? If you do, I'd be very interested in hearing your suggestions down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in another video.